Okay, all right, I'm on. I wasn't sure if I was going to get on. The live video wasn't working. Thought I'd pop on and talk about just what's happening right now energetically. It's intense. um, so I wanted to talk about first. I want to talk about the different stages of awakening, or some people call it enlightenment. I call it just like awakening or waking up, being more aware of things, being curious. You start researching, you start, wanting to watch YouTube videos and read books, and you just want to learn more about, anything and everything you can. There's like this desire within you that comes up to the surface, and all you can think about is learning new and different things, just new and different things, or new and different things about spirituality, or spiritual topics. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the different stages that I've been through. And then I know many of you are probably at work, but I just thought, hey, I'm gonna do this video, and then you guys can watch it afterwards. So here are the different stages that I've been through, and then I've noticed many other people going through the same stages as myself at the same time, or I'll watch them go through the same stages like maybe a year after me. And then I know some people that have been through these stages back in 2012. I'm like, good on you. I basically started my path of awakening or ascending, or whatever you want to call it, in the beginning of 2017, maybe even a little bit 2016, late 2016. So before I started to read a lot of books on different topics. So I started reading A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, and I wanted to read anything I could about angels. That was my shtick. Some people might be drawn towards ETs, because we do have a lot of high vibrational ETs that are here. We're all ETs, by the way. Wink, wink. So really, you may have just this desire within you to start researching all over the place, reading books, going on YouTube, going any which way you can, and having these topics of conversation with people who are like-minded. And that's the beauty of coming, and being a part of these groups online, is that you can connect with others that are also on this path, that you can converse with and say, hey, what are you experiencing right now? Oh, that's me too. Awesome. And what are you learning? And what are you so I'm going to go through the stages now. Reading up on anything I could for a long time. And that kind of went in stages. So it wasn't just but back then the energy was a lot slower than it is now. The energy right now is like, it's just faster, and it's intense at times, right? Okay, so some of the stages that I went through were YouTube videos, channeling Eric on YouTube. Oh my gosh, I couldn't get enough of that. Other channels I checked out, several others, Victor Otto, Emma from Channeling Eric, Jamie Butler. If you want to learn more about trans channeling, my gosh, I would go and check out Ivan, what is his last name? Ivan. You guys might want to help me out with this. Is his last name? Oh no, I'm probably getting this wrong, but his first name is Ivan. And he has an amazing abundance of trans channeling videos. Incredible. But again, what am I doing in the moment? Am I just listening to every word everybody's saying? No, I'm actually feeling if it feels right. I'm following my internal guidance system. So I don't just go, and even if I really like a channel, there might be bits and pieces there that I don't resonate with, and that's okay. Okay? Even when you guys are listening to me, I want you guys to all follow your internal guidance systems. So some of the other stages that I went through were, oh man, for the longest time I went through paranormal TV shows. Like, I couldn't get enough of them. It was like nonstop. And I knew that my angels weren't super happy, with me, but they knew that I was gleaning information. And that's what that is, when you're curious and you're gleaning information all the time. So you are, curious, you're going to glean information from every which way, every avenue possible. And so what happened after that stage? So here's awakening. Here's a visual of awakening. Here's me in my 20s, pretty much my teens, 20s, and on, up into my mid 20s. Didn't care, didn't notice anything. Was not interested in religion. Internally, I, gut instinct-wise, I knew that wasn't the right path for me. It may be for others, but for me, that wasn't my thing. And then I had an experience where my angel opened up in front of me and slowly came towards me, and then passed through the back, through my body and out the back of me. And then I was like, what was that? That was the first time where I went, okay, I'm not alone. It was, you guys have heard me say this before, where it was like so much love that there aren't even any words to put on it. My emotional state went from total despair to bliss and love filled out, like to the point where it took me 45 minutes to even go and tell my mother what had happened, because it was so immense. It would be the equivalent of like 100 mothers' love for a child. That's how much my angel was expressing to me love. It wasn't even that she was expressing love for me. It was that she is love. She is the energy of love. It was immense. It was amazing. And then that led me on to, oh my God, I got to go get some angel cards. I saw them at Costco and I was like, this is my way to connect with my team, because I couldn't hear them and I couldn't see at that time. I was just, oh. And then I got the cards and I was like, what do I do with those? Oh, that's nice. I have the cards, and then what? So then I had to, over time, figure out how to use the cards, because, yeah, it's great. I can shuffle the cards and everything and read from the book, which I did for a long time. But I used my hand over the deck. Over time, I developed. I tuned out and I allowed the angels to just guide my hand to the card. You can get tingling or heat, or your finger goes down to the card. And you just allow them to choose the cards. And then it was like, whoa, I was really having an amazing connection. So all of these are stages, like paranormal TV programs. Then I moved into the angel cards, and then I went through probably like a year to a year and a half where I didn't want to interact with anybody. Have you guys all been going through this stage, where you're just at home and you're watching stuff online and you're reading material and you're learning and growing? You're curious and you're learning and growing, but you don't want to interact with low vibrational people or experiences. It's like you're shifting vibrationally and you're just kind of hiding out. And I wondered, how long is this going to go on for? Is it going to end? I remember saying to my angels, like, am I going to hide out in my house forever or what? And they said, no, you'll get out. You'll get out of this stage. I thought, okay, that's good. Because, after a year and a half, I was starting to think, like, am I going to be a hermit? Which, still partially am. I think if you're on this path, you're kind of feeling, there are a lot of people that tell me they feel like a black sheep, or they feel like they are separate from everybody else, or that they want to be separate from everybody else. Likely because you are feeling good within your own vibrational frequency, so you kind of keep more to yourself so that you can maintain that good feeling rather than going around other people that may lower that, or experiences that may lower that, right? So what is the next stage after hermit spill? The next stage for me, and I don't know about you guys, is I want to connect with my angels more. I want to connect with my loved ones and spirit more. I don't want to just use the cards anymore. I want the next step. What is the next step? Because you can only watch so many videos and read so many books. Am I right? And then what? So, you know, the key is that the connection that you make, you can be shown how they connect with you in multiple different ways. It's not just hearing them or seeing what information they're relaying to you. They're constantly talking to you all the time. It's a matter of being aware of the signs and signals. Oh, here's another one, another stage. All of a sudden you notice signs and signals everywhere. So number sequences, my God. Feathers, coins is one for me. I remember getting into an elevator after giving my first reading to a friend of mine. Her grandmother was waking me up repeatedly when I was having a nap. So I said, are you open to hearing this message? And she was like, yes. And I was like, okay, great. Because, you know, I didn't want to overstep any boundaries. And relayed what her name was when she was alive. And we were both in shock about that. And then I go home. I get into the elevator. And there's a penny in every corner of the elevator. Who's placing a penny in the corner in the elevator, all four corners? And I was like, all right. And then the next morning I come out and there's no pennies, of course. Rainbows, that's another big sign for me, for comfort. Anything that's super highlighted, like if something draws your attention to it and you keep wanting to look at it, which is like maybe a license plate number or number sequence or feathers, or pulls you in a certain direction, go with it, because they're guiding you, they're telling you. So there's just so many different ways that they are guiding you. Okay, so now you're ascending. Now you're curious, and now you're moving on the path of awakening. You're going through all of these stages, and now you're ascending. So what does ascending mean? What are the signs that you are ascending? What are some ascension symptoms? I remember when it first started happening to me, I was like, and I was told it was going to happen. So it wasn't like I was like, I was told that energy would start pooling through my crown chakra, my heart chakra, and my solar chakra, where my belly button is. And then light and love, white light, universal oneness, or God, source, whatever you want to label it, started pulling it in through my abdomen. And it came in so intensively that I felt the holy smokes, like this nausea was intensive. And I said, can you please ease it off, please? So that's one thing to remember. If your ascension symptoms are too intensive, there are ways to make it easier for yourself, okay? So immediately it eased off. And I was like, oh my God. And that went on in waves, okay? So we get a wave where we're getting anchored in more light within our bodies, and then it will ease off, and we get a break. And then it will come again. And then it will ease off and we get a break. Usually these waves of ascension or energy have come for about 5 to 7 days, and then it eases off. prior to taking the action steps that I'll relay to make things easier for yourselves, life was hard. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to cope with these ascension symptoms? Because they were coming on so hard that I thought, holy Toledo. And I had people coming to me when I would be giving readings and telling me they were super anxious and depressed and moody and irritated. I've had people tell me that they're passing out. They go to get an MRI done. There's nothing wrong. What is happening? Okay, so ascending or ascension is, from what the angels tell me, is light pooling in through your main chakras, okay, and helping you lift and raise in vibrational frequency. And all of that energy that you've had within your body from past life experiences and past experiences in this lifetime, all of the stuff that gets stored from old belief systems, old thought patterns, old, traumatic experiences gets housed. So what will happen is when we're anchoring this light, this lower vibrational energy will come up to the surface. We'll start thinking about things that we hadn't thought about for a long time because it's naturally coming up to the surface, and then light and love or God is transmuting it. And then as it gets transmuted, more light can fill you up. So, and then the more you are anchoring this light, the more you raise in vibrational frequency. Am I super happy all the time and joyful and love-filled all the time? No, but I'm a lot more so than I was before. Okay, so some of the ascension symptoms that everybody is experiencing, aches and pains in the body, depression, anxiety, mood swings, not normal. Your mind seems to fixate on low vibrational topics or things in your life, and you're like, so you just shift your attention off of it. Just keep shifting your attention off of it, okay? You'll notice your mind will go there. It's ascension, it's this energy, it's pooling in, and I just got to shift my attention off. The body is experiencing, some fight or flight experience. When all this energy is coming in, your body's like, so you're getting tight. You might get some anxiety. You might get just pressure on your chest, depending on how much light you're anchoring. And you can get, I get intense sneezing when these moments happen because I feel my body is releasing the excess energy. Oh, it's really intense. The other thing I'm getting is the aches and pains. Some ascension periods I'll get itchy hot pockets on totally different parts of my body. They come and go within about 3 minutes, and then that will last for about four days, and then it stops. This time, thank God, I'm not getting that. I'm getting the sneezing, I'm getting the aches and pains, I'm sleeping a lot, but I've also gone through previous ascension experiences in the past, where I'm not sleeping at all. So it's dependent. Each time. This right now is like a nice soup, and we've been in it for weeks. And how much longer right now, October 2nd, are we going to go for? Well, I've been asking, and they're telling me until the middle of October. Okay, and then it's going to slowly subside for the last 2 weeks of October, and then we get a rest break in November. So what are we going to do about these ascension symptoms to make things easier on yourselves? That's so important, because you don't want to make things worse for yourself than they need to be. Am I right? You want to go outside. Make yourself. Even better, sit your bum on the ground. Talk to the earth. Ask her to help you. She'll hear you immediately. I lean my back up against a tree and I'll sit there for 20 minutes. Wow. Do I sleep better? Wow. Do I feel better? Exercise is also very grounding. Many of us aren't going outside and we're not exercising. So where do we get our grounding from? When you're at work, you've put a rose quartz on your lap to open your root chakra, open it up and help you ground. Having salt baths, so important. I live near the ocean, so I'm very fortunate to go sit down by the ocean or any body of water to sit by. Even if we're moving into colder climate here, temperature-wise, and many of us won't be able to get outside as often. So I just lay down on my bottom floor of my house. And if you can, just walk out with flip-flops or bare feet and put your feet on the ground. What happens is we lift in vibrational frequency and then we're up here. And we need to ground in order to get ourselves back into okay? We need to ground. With this high vibrational energy coming in, we need to anchor ourselves into our bodies more. So important. So those are the different stages of awakening that I've experienced. If you guys have any other different stages of awakening, I'd love to hear about them if you want to type them up. But right now, they're saying, you know, we're going through solar flares right now. From what I hear from my team is that these solar flares are in conjunction with waves of ascension or waves of energy coming in. And last night I was having a conversation with my team, and they were saying that they were showing it to me, white light penetrating through the energy here on Earth, penetrating through the energy around Earth, and also right into the Earth and all of the inhabitants of Earth. Very small rays of light penetrating down. And what will happen over time is, as we move along and we have more periods of this, these rays are going to get bigger and we're going to get more of it. So this isn't going to end. Those who are still asleep or okay in the 3D experience, they may experience not, I would imagine they're probably going to be experiencing maybe a little bit of chaos, irritation, and they don't know why. Those of us who are awakening and ascending, oh yeah, pressure on your third eye and headache today. Oh yeah, it's almost like I have a band of pressure around my head, and then also on top of my head too, as I'm anchoring more light. But those of us who are awakening, those of us who, you know, are aware of what is unfolding, and those of you that were not aware, now you know then that grounding is essential. And if you're still having a hard time, okay, there's always tapping. It's okay to allow, and you're tapping to relax your body so that it's not going into such a fight or flight mode. You're tapping in order to let your body know it's okay. It's okay. Okay? Because your body's like, and it's making it rougher, right? So tapping will consist of just letting your body know it's okay to allow this light, this energy in. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to relax and allow the flow of this energy into the body, because it's going to come anyways. So let's just relax into it. And you can do the karate chop if you want. And doing that really helps to relax you, because when it's happening, your body's like, ugh, and it's making it harder on you. So grounding, salt baths, talking with the earth, And I know that that might sound silly to many. Oh, go and talk to the earth. Oh, yeah, okay, Kristen. Well, the earth has her own consciousness, and the moment that you're thinking thoughts to her or speaking out loud, she hears every word that you speak. So you can ask her to help anchor your root chakra, your red root chakra that comes up in between your legs. You picture it going straight down into her and ask her to help ground you. Yeah, butterflies in your stomach. Yeah, pressure around your head. I mean, when you're pulling a lot of energy in, you get, whoa, nausea and loss of appetite for me. So it comes in waves, right? So you're going to go through the day, oh boy, I'm not eating, not even interested in eating, and then it will subside, usually for me in the evenings, later in the evenings. Then I'm eating when I can. Okay, and then it goes again. So this is really, I always jokingly say to my angels, I'm like, come to earth, they said. Ascend and go through Ascension Symptoms, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Oh yeah, oh yeah. But what the angels tell me is, even with these Ascension Symptoms, this is the path you want to be on. This is the path you want to be on. There is no other path that you want to be. They say if you knew how amazing this was, you'd be out dancing in the street day and night. Like, this is the path you want to be on. Yes, you're so welcome. Everybody seems to be a lot more thirsty too, drinking water. And we all know, don't be touching tap water no more, right? Tap water is not good for you. The angels tell me that all the time, and through every single reading, when the person talks about their diet, don't drink tap water. So what do you drink? Not soda. Cut that out too. That's not good for you. Any product you can pour on your car battery to remove any excess, probably not good for your body. So you drink spring water. You can open your phone book and look up a local spring in your area, and they will come and deliver straight to your door. And of course, you can always go to the grocery store and they have spring water. Isn't that great? Spring water is alkaline, and when you get a local spring in your local area, you get all the minerals and all the wonderful energy that comes in that water. And it's very alkaline rather than acidic tap water, and you feel a lot better. You feel more high vibrational. Some of the other ways to make things easier on yourself while you're ascending: eat high vibrational foods, protein shakes, fruits, vegetables, rooted vegetables, great for grounding. And if you're gonna be like, for me, for example, when I started the ascension process, beginning of 2017, around about, I was still doing this with the booze, and what was happening was, the nausea I would get, and also I'd feel like a detachment from my energy. So my soul energy, whatever you want, energy body, was raising in vibrational frequency with ascension, and then I would go put this low vibrational toxin into my body, and my body would drop, right? So my body would drop in vibration, and my energy would kind of like anchor outside myself because it didn't want to be in such a low vibrational environment. So over time, my diet has changed as I have ascended. I can't eat meat. I can't eat fish. And I tried. I tried. I don't touch alcohol. I don't touch those things because it makes it harder on me. I drop in vibration. I feel terrible. And my body kicks it out as fast as possible. Like, it just tries to get rid of it. Oh yeah, water is essential. It's so essential. Water is also really important for the flow of energy. Okay, so if you want to connect with your divine team, you'll be drinking water. Plus, we're made out of what? We have 70% water in our bodies. It's important that we replenish. Kim, you're so cute. I love it. Yes. You know, I'm almost a vegan. I'm very close to being a vegan. Not quite there yet, but I know where I'm headed, and it's in that direction. I drink a lot of, I freeze my own spinach into, little balls, and I pop them in my shakes. And I do handfuls of raw cashews and a couple bananas and some water and my protein shake mix. And that's what I have for breakfast every single morning, which ties me over, fills me up, makes me feel good. I feel good, and that's where you want to be. You want to feel good, right? Yes. And once you ascend, this is what the angels tell me. Once you ascend to a certain vibrational frequency, okay, so you used to be here, but now you're moving here, you can't go back. You can't go back. So you might as well just let go of the things that aren't good for you, because you're just going to make things harder on yourself because you're not going back. So, yes. So does anybody have any questions at all that they want me to tune in and see in regards to this topic? Oh yeah, I don't have any appetite hardly either. When I get hungry, I go and I eat. And then, liquid, like if one wants to do juicing, spring water, protein shakes, oh yeah, yes, yeah. Eat good food to feel good, exactly. And eat when you're able. This is like really a time of rest and relaxation. Equally as important as taking action steps in life is rest and relaxation. So you have to rest and relax and replenish, and then take action steps again. So, this is a moment right now. If you feel like you need more sleep, sleep. If you need a nap, take a nap. If you need to rest and relax, do that. If you need to take some time off work, do that. Do it. I love, when Paul Wyrostic was saying, abundance flows in. Trust and have faith. Let it go. If you need to take a day or two off work, take it off. Do it. And know that the money will come in, or there will be leniencies, or that people will be, open and understanding. I don't know what Soleil is, so if you could describe that to me, then I can tune in what that is. Yeah. Sherry, you're one of the rare people I know about smelling energy. It's incredible. It's amazing. The key is continuous practice. If you want to hear spirit or connect with spirit further, it might not just come to hearing. It might be clairvoyance for you next. It might be, your scent develops stronger. But the key is practice. Practice, 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 practice. Anytime you have a moment alone in the car or on your own, great time to practice. Great time to practice. Oh, I see. Okay, very good. You're showing me something new, Jennifer. So Himalayan salt drink. It's good for occasional drinking, but spring water all the time, or as often as you are able, or you choose. Okay. So how do you improve focus when you meditate? People are getting distracted. They say normally. Okay, so like before you're meditating, don't eat. So you get up in the morning, you meditate, then you have breakfast. Before you eat dinner, you're meditating before you eat. Because once you eat, you got the energy to have an overactive mind, right? You want to ground yourself also before you meditate. That will really help to anchor you down into your body. So with all this energy right now, we're like here. So you want to ground yourself, and then try to meditate. And right now, if you are having a hard time meditating right now, that's okay, because we have so much energy flooding in right now. But grounding before you meditate, what you're eating, I wouldn't be touching, well, I know you're not, but I wouldn't be touching sugar, caffeine, those types of foods in general. I wouldn't be touching those foods in order to ground, but definitely wouldn't be touching those foods before meditating. And creating still moments in your mind throughout the day. And of course, you guys know I'm going to plug A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, because that changes the way you think, the way you observe your thoughts. Before, I never observed my thoughts. I was just my thoughts, and I was banging around out there. I was just banging around. My thoughts were flowing, and I was like, and then I read A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, and I was like, wait a minute. Oh. I started paying attention to the stillness behind everything. And even I was the still observer of my thoughts. And every thought that would just come into my mind, I would gently observe. And then I would say, well, do you really want that? Do you want to create that in your reality? And the other thing I would do is just shift my attention off of that thought. You don't have to overthink things. If anything, we do too much of that, right? So the key is to, okay, there you go with the thought, and then shift off of it. Move in a different direction. Move in the direction in which you wish. And also, if I get fixated on something like relentlessly, I'll often say to myself, will I remember this in 5 years' time? Will this be a dominant focus in my life in 5 years? 99.9% of the time, no. So I let it go. Okay. Oh, that's good. The Himalayan pink salt in warm water helps you sleep good. I find a little capful of protein shake in water helps me sleep better too at night. But I would imagine, yes, so you're doing the salt water, you're bathing in the salt water, you're sitting down at the salt water. That's the way to go. Okay, so if you're tired, okay, this is maybe the time to do more resting and relaxing than trying to do the energy work, okay? Just rest and relax. So I'm just getting a thumbs up with that as well, which is true, yep. So maybe try again at the end of October into November. Yes? November. They're saying the same thing that I have been hearing, November. Oh, wow. Kidney stones. What is he eating? What is he eating? What is he eating and drinking? That's the answer there. Diet and exercise. It's like it's not just energy, but the flow. There's the energy flow, and it's the flow of everything through his body. Exercise and diet. Okay. Oh, isn't that fascinating? So you're having pressure right here? Because we have chakras right back here. Did you know that? I didn't know that either. And I was like, what is this pain I'm getting back here? And my angel said, oh, they're chakras. They're getting activated. I was like, but if you're finding you're only getting this on the right side, then I would say it may be sinus problems, right? Because it's all connected. And so, but if you're getting pressure or swirling on both sides, you also have your ear chakras here. So another indicator for you, if this is your chakra or your sinuses, is these won't be the only ones getting activated. If you have pressure on the back side of your head, even at the base of your skull, here, 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 here are those having pressure, because then I would say, this might be a chakra getting activated. Okay. You know, Pally, the answer to that is yes. And I only know that because that's what the angels tell me. So, you know, some people will stay together in friendships or relationships if they're on the same, like, similar vibrational frequency, and then some will part ways. Some souls are ready to ascend and some are not, and that's okay. So some souls are ready to awaken and ascend, and some souls are not. And they will go at their own time. You can't put the cart before the horse. You have to just go at the pace in which you're meant to go at. And so, yes, that is I don't even need to tune in on that one because I've heard it so many times during readings that the answer is yes. Oh, yes. You know I love the abundance book. Abundance isn't, from what the angels tell me, abundance is, and what I've experienced, is all coming from here. If you have lack thinking and you're worrying about money all the time, then shift your thought. And I have even gone as far as completely ignoring. You know what that takes to completely ignore? Nope. Money's going to flood in. Money's coming. Angels told me everything's going to be okay, and I know it will be. I know it's going to be all right. Abundance is flowing in. And you just fixate on what you know the angels are helping you with. Why? Why? How do you know that the angels are helping you? Because you've written it down in your angel book. They've read it. They know what you're asking for now. Your free will consent has given them the free will to help you with these things, including abundance. And now my job is to rest and relax, let go, and chill out and ignore. Everything's going to be okay. I wrote it down in my angel book. I know that it's coming. And you repeat, 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 and shift your own vibrational frequency, and shift your thoughts, shift your own vibrational frequency into an abundant way, along with the abundance book, which is gold. Yep. Coffee. Don't touch it, Tina. Even picture this. You're drinking the coffee. Your adrenal glands are like this. And then, okay, well, I haven't had coffee for 3 days. Okay. So I would probably think that your meditation would get a lot better even a week later, as long as you don't touch it. Oh yeah, crystal, sleeping with crystal in your pillowcase or near your head, depending on the crystal. Some crystals I've put on my lap to help open or ground me, and I'm like, ooh, this doesn't feel good. And I hear my angels say, take it off your lap. I'm like, okay. But this crystal, okay, rose quartz, amethyst, and clear quartz crystal, those are the high vibrational ones that I would sleep with. They're giving me that hand signal. Yes, absolutely. Yep. So if he's in pain with the kidney stones, does he still exercise? Yes. As much as he can. Even if he gets into a pool and does some gentle water activities in a pool, he's got to get his what are you saying? His energy flowing, his blood flowing, which will in turn will get his heart pumping, his digestive tract flowing, his whole body moving as it is meant to, is what they're saying, as it is meant to. Sitting stagnant is not good for us. We're meant to move. Okay? Oh, Wendy, you know I'm sending you a ton of love. Wendy, do you feel that energy coming through the top of your head? The angels are telling me that they are showering all of you with their love. I feel it coming right through the top of my head, through the center of my body, and washing over me. It's such a peacefulness. They hear your prayers. They hear your daughter's prayers. There's a lesson in this. There's a lot of growth and lessons being learned by this. The reason why I'm kind of tearing up a little bit right now is because it's such an immense love from them for you, and they're washing me over with it. It's incredible. They want you to talk with them often about everything. They want you to hand off all of your stress and worry to them repeatedly. Let them take it. Remember that there are lessons being learned at this time and growth occurring at this time. Okay. And now they're dusting off their hands to let me know that that is all that they wish to relay at this time. Oh boy. Huge difference. If you think that you need to control things, or that you can, or that you want things to be perfect, move in the other direction. Let go, relax, okay? And that takes practice for some of us. Just let it go. If you need help with that, ask your divine team to help you. Whether you believe or not is secondary. Okay? Yeah, I bet you have been, Annie, because it's pretty much been that way for me too. 2 weeks of Ascension Symptoms now. I'm used to like getting waves of like 5 to 7 days, and I'm sitting at 2 weeks, and they're telling me I got another, well, we all have another 2 weeks to go, depending on where we are with our ascension process. My level, or where I am, whatever you want to call it, my path is different than somebody else's path, but we all have another 2 weeks to go. So the middle of October, we'll start to see things subside through the last 2 weeks of October. And then November, hallelujah. Okay. Oh yeah, I know. Autoimmune diseases, good question. You know, you're talking about lupus here. I mean, I had ulcerative colitis. It's amazing how many people I've run into who have Crohn's or colitis or lupus or fibromyalgia. What's up with that? What's up with the autoimmune diseases? They're saying part of it is your soul chose that path in order to learn and grow. Just like with any other type of illness or dis-ease. That's what they're saying. And then, so your soul chose this path in order to learn and grow from. Not easy. Do you know what that feels like when you're in it? And I'm like, oh, my soul chose this. Not happy about it. And then the other part of it is our foods have changed. I think you guys all know that, right? Yeah, ulcerative colitis, good times, had by none. So our food, our diets have changed. What we're eating has changed. The amount of processed sugar, caffeine intake has increased, which is all stressing our immune systems, okay? So then you couple on cigarettes, marijuana, alcohol, and anything else that's not necessarily good for your immune system in your body, and your immune system just kicks into overdrive. What do you recommend for somebody that has an autoimmune response or dis-ease? They say, what do we recommend for anyone that has health issues? Don't eat processed foods, fried foods, sugar, caffeine, dairy. If you feel like you need a little bit of dairy, They're teasing me now because I have a little bit of cheese, and I'm like, and they're like, they're teasing me. If you feel like you need a little bit of dairy, that's okay. Looking at me like this. But they want us to remove these foods because they're not good for our bodies, and they're not easy for our bodies to process, and they tax the body, and they tax the immune system, okay, for these autoimmune system issues. So you got the diet part of it, and then you got the stress side of it, the mental side of it. Remove stress from your mind, your thoughts, from your life. People say, how are you so positive, Kristen? Because I choose to be. Because positivity is a choice. And I've learned that when I would get stressed out when I had ulcerative colitis, I'd be good with no flare-ups, but if I got upset about something, like really upset about something, it could trigger a flare-up like that. So I was like, okay, this is a lesson in relaxing, letting go, and letting God, and chilling out, allowing anything and everything to be as it chooses to be. Okay, and when you're like that, you go with the flow more, and then they can come in and help you in your life more. When you're like not letting go and you think you've got control over things, and you're like stressing out about everything, it's not going to stop them from coming into your life, but it will buffer it so they won't be able to come into your life as fluidly or as easily. Yeah. And you know, some of us, we have these past hurts. We build this wall around us. And it's like, I don't hear spirit. Okay, well, how's that wall around you doing? Maybe spirit can't really penetrate that wall as well. So you want to forgive others, forgive yourself for everything and everything. Let it go. And if you say, I'm having a hard time letting it go, let it go to the angels. Give it away. Mentally ask them to take it, because it's not worth it. It never is. This is a real lesson for us here. Self-love, forgiveness, letting go. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're welcome, Summer. With Luann's question here with hypothyroidism and gaining weight. Part of it is moving into this stage of life, right? At this age. What will really help is diet and exercise, is what they're saying, like we've been talking about. And of course, resting and relaxing when you need. The medication for now. Oh. They want to talk about what's going to be happening in the future, okay? Do you want to talk about that right now? Okay. So in the future, for Luann, and for you guys all know, I've talked about this till I'm blue in the face, which is the return of Christ consciousness. The return of this energy here. It's already started. It started last summer. Nope, summer before last summer. So it's been happening for 1.5 years now. And how do you know it's happening other than me being told repeatedly that it's happening and Christ coming and talking with me and letting me know it's happening? The light seems more vivid outside. Everything maybe seems more colorful. You're enjoying the music more. You feel more high vibrational. You feel, you just feel good. So with the return of this energy comes, you know, if you're open, okay, if you're wanting this, if you're open to receiving this energy as it's returning, say, yes, I'm wanting this. And this energy will come forth and help to Well, it'll help to heal our bodies, is what they're telling me. But also, you know, what else has been happening over this past year and a half for me is Christ consciousness, this energy helps to steer me clear of foods that aren't good for me, and helps me move in a direction where maybe I'm exercising more and I'm taking better care of myself mentally, emotionally, physically. So it's covering all areas. Christ consciousness is omnipresent, so it can be with everyone and anyone all at the same time. And so this will also help to heal these bodies of ours. And as we ascend, as we awaken, and we're anchoring more of this light, this white light, this too is helping to raise our vibrational frequency and to heal our bodies on a cellular level, activating also the crystalline DNA chain. Okay, so I'm just going to see if there's any last words from the angels and see what they would like to say. Many of you are on the right path. We would just like you to tweak it a little bit. They're saying tweak it because we understand that word. Tweak it, adjust it by following the guidance in which has been relayed throughout this video, eating higher vibrational foods, removing toxins from your body, exercising, and removing and releasing stress, stressful situations, people, just stress. Remove it from your life. Shift your attention away from it, or spend less time with certain people, or just shift your attention away from the stress or stressful or worrisome thoughts, or hand them off to us in your mind or out loud, or write them down in your book. You can just write it down and say, I want you to take this, or I want help with this. It has been an honor and a privilege to be able to converse through this, dear one, upon this fine day. Each of you are a blessing far beyond what you are currently aware of. This is but a brief moment, this lifetime, in the eternalness of your souls. So many more wonderful blessings ahead. So many more wonderful experiences to enjoy in this temporary seeming experience. Enjoy this lifetime to the fullest, because it is but temporary. Remember these words. Amen. Isn't that beautiful? You're so, so welcome. Love you guys.